This is for Leo Sun, Moon, and Ascendant. And if you have a lot of aspects for Leo, of Leo, in your in your natal chart, you want to listen up. This is for July 2023. Here we go. All right. Well, Leo, my sign. Well, had an interesting thing happen to me last night. I will say this about the Leo. What is happening to the Leo? We have the Eight of Swords at the very top of this reading. Usually this means the Leo feels as if they're kind of stuck in a situation of some sort. They're just kind of trapped inside it. And usually this type of a situation, especially where it lines up in the reading, I would say this has to do with family expectations, family needs, that type of thing, okay? So I know that you're not alone in the situation. There are others in the family that are there to help or there to be part of the situation. You're not completely thrown into this on your own. And there could be some issues regarding your mother or the mother home or the motherland or this type of a thing. And seriously, I would say that, especially in my life, it's funny that it shows up here, is because in my own life, I see my mother not wanting to return to the way things were, but wanting to return to the way things were way back. So yeah, there's going to be some nostalgia issues going on, some sentimental issues going on, and some, unhealed issues will surface. This is a time for Leo, I think, too, and this is with the Venus in retrograde in Leo. I think this is going to influence the Leo greatly in terms of, who they love, what they've done with love. I mean, even just looking back to your older days when you were younger, how did you navigate love back then? I think those thoughts will come to your mind, come to the surface. You'll realize that, in some ways, Leo, you may have been your own worst enemy, and you're kind of looking at it now going, I shoulda, coulda, woulda. All right. And that's okay, because it's not that we're looking at regretting. That's not where this is going. What it is doing is it's going to help you see if you need to make some shifts this time in your life. It's going to help you do that. It'll help you make the change. It'll help you up your game. It'll help you tweak things about you that might be a little bit too much to take, a little bit too much to receive. Some people maybe find the Leo energy a little too abrupt, a little too in your face, and maybe you recognize that in yourself, and you've seen it, and you realize you need to, slow down, slow your roll a little bit, so that you're not pushing yourself on other people too greatly, because you don't want that. The Leo doesn't want to do that. It's just that in their enthusiasm, they sometimes can do that. The other thing is, I think you may have jumped the gun on decision making in your younger years. You're now looking at that now and seeing how you sort of maybe dropped the ball or missed that opportunity, that type of thing, with harsh judgment, rash judgment, that kind of thing. So now I think the older Leo is going to take a little more time in reviewing things before they make any judgment or make any moves. This is a really good time for Leo, despite it going to be, a review, sort of a re-looking or re-evaluating of who you are, what you have been, and, do you want to take that into the next level of your life? So those are the things that are going to be happening. You're going to even look at your own self as a female. You're going to look at your own self as a mother. As a male, you'll look at your own mother, those types of things. You want to see the aspect of your own mothering inside yourself. Are you nurturing? Are you inspiring? Are you meddling? Are you, too involved? These kinds of things do need to be looked at. And I think that this is going to be a good month for Leos to really look at that. There may be some concerns in the work environment, but the Ace of Swords is there. And I just say, just cut through the stuff that shouldn't be there and everything will work out. All right? It will work out. There could be someone in the work environment maybe doesn't want to be there. Maybe there's something else they want to do. Yeah, there'll be some shuffling and some changing, and maybe some discussion around how that looks. As far as decision making in the family regarding some of the troubles that may surface in your life, just talk it all out. Take your time and talk it out. There will be some changes that will have to be made. One of the problems that are going to show up is there's a health issue with someone in the family, and that's going to make some changes happen. What are you going to do about that situation? How will you get involved in that situation? Or how will you support that situation? How will you avoid that situation? All of these things will be thought about, talked about. You're not alone anymore, though, and you may have been for a while in taking care of situations. But I do think that indeed you'll figure it out. You'll figure it out. There's a lot of hard work ahead, both in what you're going to do in terms of your relationship with your family, but also in terms of relationship with others, maybe lovers, or whether you'll get involved at all. That'll be decided on whether you really want to. I think there's a back and forth, a wishy-washy kind of vibe going on with you regarding love and love affairs. I think when you think back to some of the old days, sometimes we find ourselves wishing we didn't mess up a relationship from way back. There may have been one or two, but when you really look at it, I think that Leo is realizing that they never picked well in the first place. So, how do you pick well? Where is the pond you can go fishing in? All of these things are going to be talked about, maybe with other people in groups. There might be some discussion with others. You're probably not alone in how you feel about trying to find someone who is suited to your soul. So for those of you that are already involved in relationships, I think it's a good idea that you take the time, to talk to each other, to find out what the other one maybe needs to make the relationship perfect for them. So this is going to be a good time for you to either shape up in your relationship or shape out. There will be some activity in the romantic department and hard work put towards either staying in a relationship that you've been working towards for a long time, or you're gonna do some talking about what it's going to take to stay in the relationship, or you'll be talking about how to get out of the relationship. But actually getting out of that relationship won't actually happen in July. There'll be discussion and planning around it if that's going to happen. But those of you who are single, I think, will be in discussion with others about how to find what it is you're looking for. So are you going to figure out what your part is in turning that game up? I think that's what Leo's going to do. I think business and energy of business and getting your face out there, making your name for yourself is really happening for you. And I think for you, generally speaking, you personally are being well received by your community. People love you. People love what's going on with you. They want to buy into whatever it is you're doing. You're going to have a lot of success in the coming month of July. I think that's going to make you feel as if you're in balance with yourself because, Leo, you're a hard worker. And when you put your energy into something, it's because you love it. So I see that happening. You got the Sun card here. You can't go wrong with this card. And with the coming month also being your month, Leo season, I'd say that this is going to be a really amazing month for you. Just because you want to be in a relationship doesn't mean the person who's knocking on your door is the right one for you. You take your time. You know what you need, and don't move too quickly on anything. Seriously, just don't. You may find that others around you will be having relationship issues, and the best thing for you to do right now is just to lay low and help them. By jumping into a relationship yourself at this time, I think you'd be adding fuel to fire that you just really don't want to do that. So overall, I think contracts in the work environment will be discussed, negotiated. I like what I'm seeing there. Nothing's perfect, though. Nothing's perfect. And there will be some issues that are seriously going to disturb you regarding family. That's the biggest thing I can say you got.